All right. Howdy, everyone. Happy Tuesday to everyone. Thanks again for sharing part of your Tuesday evening with me. Let's get that set up there. And let's get over here and get this set up real quick. All right. Looks good. Looks good. I hope everyone's doing well. I'll start out with some greetings. Of course, there's Gonzo, my mod. What's up, my man? Marcos Gamos. How you doing, brother? Double Dog. How's it going? Will be. What's up, brother? What we got down here? Stacy Bolsterblades. What's going on? Let's see here. Michael Morgan. There's my other mod extraordinaire. How you doing, brother? You have a package incoming as well. I'm not sure when it's going to get to you. It costs a fortune to send. Not a fortune, but more than usual to send it up to the Canuck land up there. Let's see. Native Wild Man. What's going on? Top Dog. All good at this end. Excellent. Let's see who else we got in here. Knife Nut. What's going on? TJ King. Good evening. Good evening. What's we got in here now? Cool. All right. So it's starting to fill up already. That's good. Good. So couple interesting things I always like to do besides greeting people as they come in. Dark Gravity, what's up, my man? How's it going? Good to see you here. Thank yous and shout outs. Let's get some of those out of the way. So thank you to all of you guys again for sharing your Tuesday evening with me. Appreciate that. And then I also wanted to give a special shout out to Grumpy Grunt. He's been really helpful to me. He's got another package coming to me with some stuff in it, so I really appreciate that. As a matter of fact, there he is. There's the Grumpsta. But always a great guy. One of the most genuine guys in the community. Been super helpful to me all the way through this whole journey to this point so far. So big shout out to Grumpy. And I know a lot of other people in the community feel that same way because, people are always showing in their appreciation. Budget Guy, maybe not in here yet. However, Budget Guy David Iverson. What's up, David? Budget Guy, I sent him some swag and a few other small items, and he sent me a Ganzo Firebird knife that he basically pretty much never used. That he didn't really like, but he sent it to me for free. So I'm going to review it coming up as soon as I finish all the other knives I've been loaned, which will probably take about 6 or 7 more weeks at this point. But at some point, I'm gonna go ahead and review that knife, and I'll shout him out again when I do that video. But big shout out to Budget Guy, another guy, very very genuine individual, and I really appreciate him. Also, a big shout out to my buddy Satu Dave. I know you'll be listening. He always replays my live streams, so I appreciate that. But Dave loaned me another knife, which I will show you guys a little later. And also, Dave is going to be hitting the road on Sunday and heading to Blade Show on his Harley Davidson Road King. So have a safe trip, brother. And don't forget to hit us up on Instagram or send us some pictures of your travels and also of some of the cool stuff that you see at Blade Show. And also, I'd like to shout out Grateful Panic, John. I know he's been having some, things going on in his life lately, but he had a few knives for sale. I know Gonzo, I think, bought one, and I bought one as well, just to try to, help out and get him some extra money. And also, thanks for offering up some of your collection to us, and I appreciate having one of your knives. So a big shout out to them, and also a quick shout out to Uncle Kyle, who also listens after the fact. Wish you could be here. You're welcome in my lives anytime, Uncle Kyle. But shout out to you as well. Let's see who else we got here that just jumped in. The chat just jumped again on me. Joe Kasperick, welcome in. Freak Show, what's going on? How's it going, Freak Show? And let's see. Oh, he says I got your giveaway package yesterday. Cool, man. I'm glad you got the package. Really, really stoked for you. Happy that you won it. And I will tell you guys that the person who actually won that giveaway contacted me after I mailed all that stuff out and basically said, "Hey, is it too late for me to claim my prize?" And I'm like, "Yep." But he is a legitimate community member, so I did put together a little care package, a little consolation package for him with some stickers and swag and a couple other small little things in it. Obviously, I didn't send him a knife, but I sent that to him anyway. And I told him, hey, look, you know, he was on vacation, and for whatever reason, he didn't check any of the postings. So I decided to send him something anyway, just because why not? I mean, we have a great community, and I just thought it'd be nice if he got something. He did technically win, even though he never claimed his prize. So I hooked him up too. So that was cool. Let's see here. Who else we got? Jumped in. Jay Evans. What's up, my man? Good to see you in here. Thanks for coming in, sharing your Tuesday night with me. Appreciate that. So let's see. Oh, I think we got like 20 people on the stream right now. So I will tell you this. There will be a giveaway tonight. I believe there's a knife being given away too, if I'm not mistaken. Me with knives. What's going on, brother? How you doing? What's up there, Navy? But that giveaway will not be me. That will be one of my two moderator extraordinaires, Gonzo Reviews. He has a giveaway to do. He's going to come on toward the later half of the live tonight, and he's going to give away something. So hang in there for that, folks, because that's coming. So what other kind of stuff have I got? I got a couple topics to talk about tonight. We've got Gonzo's giveaway. I want to mention a couple quick questions about Blade Show. Let's see what else. This Friday's knife review. Let's see. Big guys picking on little guys. Yeah. Couple other knives that I have, and I have a couple questions I want to ask you, the viewers, and just kind of get the conversation going there. And at the end, before we do the giveaway, I will have story time. I've got a whole bunch of different topics written down here. The one that I crossed off is last week's, but there's a whole bunch of different ones here, and we'll see what you guys are the most interested in, because I am to please, seeing as how you're hanging out with me on a Tuesday evening. So now that we got a halfway decent amount of people in here, let's jump into pocket checks, okay? You guys go ahead and get your pocket checks up there, but while you're starting to get typing, I will show you mine. Not that. All right. I'll start with the little stuff. Let's see. Is Grumpy's in here? Where's Grumpy Grunt? There he is. What's up there, King Monkey? I just watched your video like 10 minutes before I got on the air here. I loved it. You deserve everything you're getting, brother. Everything. All right. Yeah, David Iverson says, I love story time. I got a bunch of them written in. So let's see. It looks like Jay Evans is starting out with the first one. He's saying he's carrying Kunwu X Tau today. I saw that. You were showing that on Instagram when you were flipping it. Michael Morgan is carrying the Migaron Valona, the Rough Rider Cotton Sampler. I don't even know what that is, but it sounds cool. I mean, it's a Rough Rider, so I'm assuming it's probably a slip joint type knife, but I could be wrong. Gonzo's got the Vist PE today. Yep, we know where you got that one, right? Top Dog says, I'm carrying the one I fell in love with, the Manly Wasp in S90V. Very nice. Yep. Native Wild Man, he's got a pretty consistent carry here. Cold Steel Mini Lawman, Cold Steel American Lawman, Case Mini Fin, and a Case Mini Stockman. Love those knives, man. Joe Kasparek is carrying a Bestech Beluga Buck Huxby and a Fenix LD30. I'll start with the little stuff and get to the good stuff. So I, of course, always carry one of these, Victorinox SD Classic. Right? Sometimes I'll carry a bigger Victorinox. I got a few of these, but I have a whole bunch of these. My wife and I kind of have started collecting these with different colors or different seasonal things on them and stuff like that. But I love this knife. This is a great knife to just keep in your pocket or on a keychain all the time. So I got that. I got the, let's see, I got the Olight i3 EOS because I lost my little I1R2, which broke my freaking heart. I still haven't reordered one of those. I've been a little poor the last couple of weeks, but so I'm carrying one of those little buggers today. Let's see who else is in here with pocket check. Stacy Bolster Blades is carrying a mini sheepdog with black micarta and a Boker Desert Warrior. Very nice. I love the mini sheepdog. Too bad mine broke. Pivot ball, the detent ball fell out of the knife. I think because they drilled the hole in the blade too big. But anyway, I have a broken Kaiser Mini Sheepdog. But I have a couple of those. So let's see who else is in here. Knife Nut 69. What's up, brother? Thank you for coming in too. Tucson TS 129 and PM2 with a fresh edge on it. Very, very nice. Dark Gravity. I know you're going to have a whole bunch of knives. He's got the Strider SNG, the GEC 94, Crew Carta Paramilitary 2, Olight i3T EOS in titanium. That is an awesome freaking light, Dark Gravity. I love that thing. Tag, Hauer Aqua Racer, and a tactile turn slim pen. Very nice, sir. Very, very nice. Let's see. Cotton Sampler. Oh, what is Grumpy says? Cotton Sampler is a cool little pattern designed to do exactly as nice. Oh, okay. Got it. Let's see. Who else is in here? Native Wildman says, my favorite case is my mini toothpick in Witch's Brew. Okay, cool. Yep. Let's see. Michael Morgan. What do you got on there? Chicago Knife Works with a small restless stuff. Okay, I'll have to check that out later. The Cotton Sampler. I'll check it out there. I'll go back later and take a peek at it. Let's see. Byron Kennedy says, howdy, Eionan's Edge. Gonzo reviews Michael Morgan all here on Tuesday. Got a CS Cold Steel Recon 1 and an Enforcer Extra Large RD. Very nice. David Iverson, what have you got here? A whole pocket full of stuff too, guys. You guys are killing me with this. Let's see. Keen Nader Tanto. Okay, nice. Some BB Keen Nader. Unripe Watermelon, Baby B. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the same knife, right? The sleeve for the Baby B. Yep. Leatherman Skeletal CX and Olight i5T. That's probably my favorite light because it's affordable. i3T Plus, yep, and an I1R Pro, yep, Victorinox Alox Pioneer X, and a Forest Hank. Super, that's a nice carry, actually. There's a lot of nice stuff there he's got in his pocket. I love it. Let's see, anybody else dropping in here with some knife stuff? Grumpy's got the Tucson 196 Sabertooth. We know what that knife is. Saw that on your live last week and in your video. The Viper Lil and the M4 Carta Shaman. Again, also, right? Another one of those DSKS or KFS knives. Let's see. Who else is in? Oh, Freak Show's got a whole bunch of crap. Oh, good God, brother. You must be wearing some 511s or Carhartts or something. Liangma Field Duty EDC. Awesome knife. Would love to have a field duty. Smoky Mountain Knife Works, Magna Cut Deca. You'll have to let me know how you like that knife because I have the regular Deca, but I've had that one in mind. It's not available at the moment. It's sold out already. You got the Sharpshooter from Jack Wolf, the Laid Back Jack as well. Olight Warrior Mini, awesome light. Leatherman Charge Plus, Forest Hank, Log and Jotter Notebook, and multiple tactile turn pens. Carrying a lot of gear. I love it. Yes, Byron Kennedy. It's he says Grumpy Grunt had a beautiful DSKFS spread tonight. That is correct. His video just posted about probably 30 minutes before I went live, and I took a watch on it, and all amazing stuff, just fantastic. And I don't care what you say, Grumpy. You definitely deserve the praise in the community and the things that are being bestowed on you, brother. Let's see who else down here haven't I got to yet. This chat just jumped again on me. Let's see. Oh, the trash truck finally decided to show up outside my house late in the afternoon. Drubby Tunes. First of all, Drubby Tunes, thank you for stopping in tonight. Appreciate that. Much love. Um, you're carrying a QSP Penguin that came in today and a Rough Rider Bullfrog. Cool. The Penguin is a favorite amongst almost everybody. As far as budget knives go, man, whether you have the less expensive version, the mid-price version, or the nicer one in titanium, they all are amazing. All those QSP Penguins are amazing knives. Will be. Let's see. He says, Will be that I had the Hinder XM24 Bowie Titanium PM2 Kaiser Bag Leader XL Civivi Chevalier Migaron Bellona, the Streamlight Macro Stream, and Everyman Grafton pen. Again, a lot of gear to carry, but love it, man. Awesome. And chat just jumped again. Let's see where we're at here. Just jumping on real quick to say, what's going on, man? Holy crap. Just jumping on real quick to say hi. We'll be back. How long will you be on for? I will be on until at least 8. Maybe a few minutes later, depending on how long the giveaway runs, but at least 8 o'clock. So you got some time, brother. Come on back if you can. Let's see. Budget Guy has a Benchmade bug out in M4. Cool. Not a budget knife, though. Let's see. Mateo, come back if you can, Mateo. Let's see. Leland Phil. I was just talking about you. Did you get your package, Leland? I sent you something. Even though you missed out on contacting me about the original giveaway, I did send some stuff out to you, brother. So hopefully if you didn't get it, you will get it soon, okay? I sent you something that you can't buy, you have to win. So hopefully you got the package. There it is. There's Leland right there. Boom. Let's see. Dark Gravity. All you Tucson folks need to sell me a TS219, please. Yeah, they're popular and they're not in stock anymore at the moment. Let's see who else is in here tonight. Did I miss anybody? If I missed you and you put your pocket check up and I missed it, just throw it up again and I'll take another look at it. Let's see who else we got here. Brother David. Yep. Freak Show, David Iverson, Bees, Todd Carr, wear big pants and run a different league of britches and muscle. That is, yeah, that is true, man. That's true. Let's see. Freak Show says, howdy to all those that arrived after I said howdy the first time. Yeah, we've got more people jumping in. The stream has gotten a little bit bigger in the last 5 or 10 minutes. If you just got in here, Corporal Light Steve, howdy. If you just got in here, please post up your pocket carry. I'm going to finish showing you mine because I've been reading everybody else's and I forgot to put my own in. If you look up overkill in the dictionary, you'll find my photo. That might be true, Will be, but that's true of a bunch of us, you know. I may not be that way all the time. The secondary knife I'm carrying today is the F5.5 in the Oriental fan pattern. I have not carried this knife a lot yet, but it is scheduled to be reviewed by me very soon before I give it back. So I have been trying to carry it lately. Only thing I will tell people so far about the F5.5, I don't love it as much as the Nimble. As soon as I put the Nimble in my hands, I loved it. And I loved it more and more and more every time I carried it and used it over the time that I've had it. And this knife, I don't love it as much as the Nimble. So, but I haven't made my judgment yet on it. So that I'm carrying. And then I also, yes, the Segai pattern. Yes, exactly. Duluth Fire Hose cargo pants. I'm not sure what that comment is about. David Iverson, is that what you're wearing? Or is that, maybe that's what you're carrying all those knives in and that gear. Maybe that's what it is. And Duluth does make some pretty rugged stuff, lots of pockets and access. Let's see, who else we got? Bench here. Oh, Kevin Kirk. Welcome into the live, first of all. Howdy. Thanks for sharing some time on a Tuesday night with me. And you are carrying a Benchmade Presidio 2. That, I haven't bought a full-size one yet, but I have a Presidio 2 Mini CF Elite. And that might be my favorite medium-sized carry knife of all time. It is an amazing knife. I have a full-size one on my to-buy list because I love the Mini, which is not really a true Mini. It's more of a medium-sized knife. It's like right on the borderline between medium and full size. But the full size Presidio 2, it's on my list of knives to buy. Solid, solid knife. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah. So, man, I'm jealous. I want one so bad. Is that you're talking about the 5.5 and the fan pattern? It's a cool look. I mean, it's a beautifully made knife. And I will say this: the Nimble was one of the few knives that I could Spidey flick, and this is also one of those knives I can Spidey flick. And it just goes to the craftsmanship and the way that they set up the actual knives. So I can actually Spidey flick this. Who else we got in here? The F5 can't even. There's Grumpy. The F5.5 can't even hold the Nimble's jock. Like I said, I will say the Nimble is a knife. Most people just put it in their hands and love it. Right from the get go, you're off and running. The 5.5, I don't know. I might actually, truth be told, I might want to check one of these out in G10 or McCarter or something. I'm not totally sold on this in titanium like this, even though it's beautiful. President Marcos' wife discovered PayPal transaction from Corporal Art Steve got busted. It says, my wife discovered my PayPal transaction for the Aries. Oh, that's not like, hey, I went out and I bought a $50 pair of boots or something, right? That's like I went out and spent many hundreds of dollars on a knife. Oh, that's too funny. Whoop, I already hit that comment. Let's see what else we got here. Dark Gravity says, I'll cut you a deal on the Presidio 2 full size. Just DM me when you want it. Like new in a box. Done. I will PM you. We will talk about that. It's a knife I have on my list anyway. So we'll talk and we'll figure something out. I want it. So yeah, we'll make it happen. Let's see. Last Ranger's in here. There's Last Ranger. Yeah. What's up, Last Ranger? There he is. Good to go. Good to go. Oh, the last knife. I didn't show you the last knife in my pocket check. So, Scott N is here. Hey, Scott N, what's going on? Thank you for coming in. Thanks for fixing that snafu with Knife Tube. A member of the community accidentally deleted the Knife Tube schedule, the entire Knife Tube schedule for like the whole rest of the year. And Scott here, who is awesome, does a lot for the community as far as advertising all the lives and getting them all on a calendar and reminding everybody through Instagram when that stuff is. So huge shout out to you, Scott. Very much appreciated. He had to get up on a Sunday morning and get some emails from me and a few other folks basically saying, hey, what happened to our Knife Tube schedule? Why does it say my live is canceled? But he fixed it, and he was a real trooper about it. So really appreciate that, bud. Let's see. Will B says the regular Nimble isn't big enough for me. The Nimble X might be it might be. And then the new Nimble W or whatever they're going to call that, the Warncliffe one, that's really on my radar. Speaking of Warncliffes, I'm trying to get to showing you guys the last knife in my pocket. This is the best one of all. This is the SG Knives Gripper. Special order. Yeah. No. Well, it's got multiple deployment methods, like a Nimble. It's got flippy hole, flipper tab here. It's even got front flip. I usually cannot front flip a knife to save my life, but I can front flip this one. This is a cool knife. This is a very, very cool knife. And this is a handmade knife. These were pre-ordered and they were sent out. This knife came out of a box, I think about 4 days ago. And it's very, very, very cool. Oh, you got to keep your fingers out of the way, folks, because this knife is so fidgety that you will chop off a digit with this sucker. But anyway, right, there you go. That is the other knife I'm carrying today. So Wilby says, I do like Warnies. So do I. I'm with you on the Nimble X. Yeah, that, or like I said, the new Warncliffe one that Cole has a prototype that he showed. I'm very, very excited about that because first of all, I love Warncliffes. And anything that Nimble makes, and puts a Warncliffe blade on, it's probably going to be pretty cool. And it's more of a full-size knife. And it reminds me a lot of a knife that's on my top 5 list, which is the Wee Roxy. So this is kind of like a Wee Roxy too. This little bugger here is kind of like a Wee Roxy. You know, the back's a little different, the shape back here, but you know, and the Roxy has a chunkier blade. But anyway, generally, kind of gives me that same idea. Yes, this is the gripper from Dave, and yep, he left it with me to review. He just got it literally days ago, and yeah, and then we're gonna probably do a meetup probably sometime after Blade Show. But when I'm done with it, I'll just check with Dave, and if he wants, I'll just send it. I'll send it along to you. He bought this knife more to help out to get things going with their knife production than he did as a knife for himself. And it's really nice. I really like it so far, but I only put it in my hand for the first time last night, so I haven't really had a chance to check it out. That's correct. Brass Brigade. There you go, Michael Moore. There are my awesome moderators, Mimo and Gonzo. They're always on top of things. Thank you, gentlemen. There's the link for that knife. Brass Brigade on Instagram, and SG Knives. So sorry if I ain't saying names, y'all. I'm busy getting belts and equipment currently. Okay, all right, cool. That's all right. So where else are we going to jump in on? I wanted to talk I wanted to ask some of you folks. So if you are actually going to be going to Blade Show, and I know there's a bunch of people in the chat right now that are going to Blade Show. Don Wendling, what's up, brother? Hoorah! Don't forget to put up your pocket check, okay? If you just got here, Don. Everybody else did so far, so throw your pocket check up there. I'll try to get to it and read it out. I'm just not interested in anything under 3.5 inches. The smallest knife I've ordered lately has been the Kunwa Big Tao. Yeah, I can understand that. You know, depending on your hand size, you know, certain people like certain size knives, or you just prefer to carry something over a certain size. And that's cool. That's always good, man. That's why the knife community is like beer, right? Like there's a beer out there for everyone. If you like hoppy beer, there's a beer for you. If you like bitter beer, there's a beer for you. If you like, you know, fruity, you know, what do you call it? Watermelon-y type summer beer, there's a beer for you, right? You know, so obviously knives are the same way too. We're not all gonna like all the exact same things, but I will say I can appreciate good knives, whether they're for me or not. You know, even if they don't necessarily fit my hands or my size. I can always appreciate a good knife, and I can always appreciate the craftsmanship that goes into a knife, whether it's an OEM production knife or a custom or a mid-tech or whatever. Byron Kennedy said that gripper looks fantastic. Yes, it is fantastic. I can already tell I'm going to really like it, and I've only handled it last night for a little bit, and then carried it in my pocket today. I took it out and used it for couple small tasks out here in the garage already today, but it's a cool knife. And that's the cool thing about Dave. Dave's like, he's like, I want you to use it. So let me just take a second here because one of my eyes is really dry. Oh, there we go. Much better. All right. Yep. Well, exactly, will be. There's plenty of knives that you can appreciate but won't buy, and that's true, right? I'm the same way. There's knives I really can appreciate, but I'm not necessarily going to buy them. Budget guys, a Benchmade bug out an M4 and an Olight i3T. I knew you already posted up the bug out, but it's cool that you're carrying an i3T as well. With the question mark after link because I wasn't sure. Okay, no, that's it. That's the right one. SG Knives that's them. So here's my question. I wanted to get back to my question. So Blade Show, if you're in chat tonight and you're going to Blade Show, tell me what 2 or 3 knives are you the most interested in seeing? Or maybe it's not 2 or 3 knives. Maybe it's 2 or 3 manufacturers' releases. I'm interested to see what you guys. Oh, Don Wenley, your kid's purple Cogent. Okay, there you go. Cool, man. I'm interested to see what you guys want to look at when you go to Blade Show. I'm not going to be there this year. I will be there next year for sure. I I just have other things going on over June and July, and I just don't have the funds to make a blade show trip and do that other stuff too. But I'm just interested to see what you guys are interested in knives. Like, if you went there, what would you be looking at? Like for me, there's manufacturers I really love. I love ZT. I like Civivi and Kaiser. I'd want to check out their knives, WE knives, a bunch of those different brands that I really like. Obviously, I'd want to check out EMP EDC and see if they're showing all the new models of knives that they are offering and are about to come out with. So, there's definitely some brands like that I would love to check out. Let's see. Gonzo says he's going to the Artisan and the QSP area for sure. Exactly. So there you go, right? Artisan's another company like that. Their budget knives for CJRB are good, and then the Artisan knives are really good too. Richard Campbell, I'd like to personally say hi to everyone, but I'm out in the field. Okay, brother. I got you. Thank you for popping in tonight and saying hi. Also, don't forget to hit that like button. We got 36 people here and only 19 likes. So if you came on the stream tonight, help me out. Hit that like button for me, please. All right? Even if you're just popping in for 5 minutes to say hi, hit the like button for me. I'd really appreciate that. All right? Helps with the analytics, guys. Tree stabbing Troy. What's going on, baby? That's cool. Good to have you listening. I will have story time coming up. Don't worry. You'll be able to check that out and listen in on that. But appreciate you having here, even if you're just tuning in audibly. Let's see who else posted. Freak Show says, honestly, I'm going for the people. Both of the knives I want to check out are from companies involved in trauma at the moment. I'm going to mention that ever so briefly. I'm not having a big discussion about any of that tonight. Let's see. Yeah, he says the Microtech brachial and the Hinderer auto. Yeah, so there you go. Wilby says, I won't be going this year. We just had twins in February, so no money, no mo. I'm already working on convincing the wife to go next year, though. Yeah, I mean, for me, it was on my radar, but a bunch of different things happened. I apologize, guys. I'm not feeling the best today. I've been dealing with kind of like, what do you call it? Acid reflux, sour stomach for like 3 or 4 days. And then yesterday at work, I'll see this in the picture. I went to lean under a charging station at the golf course. And apparently I wasn't clear of it, and I picked my head up and whacked it into the corner of this 1/2-inch plate steel. And, being a Marine and having a hard head and all, it didn't knock me out or anything like that, but it hurts like hell. So I feel a little bit less than 100% tonight. So if it takes me a little longer to get to you guys' comments, just bear with me. Let's see, who else? Scott N says, I'm not going this year, but I'd love to meet the TRM folks. Yeah, there you go. That's another one, right? TRM, Tactical Everyday, Jack Wolf Knives, Joe Flowers, Russell from Artisan, Seth from Civivi, and all the YouTubers and channel subscribers. Exactly. And I think for a lot of us that are online knife community folks, that's a big part of going, right? It's just to kind of get to hang out with people, just to, go and hang out with people. Satu Dave, he's leaving Sunday. He's riding his Road King out there. Right. So I mentioned that in the beginning when I did shout outs. So, I hope he has a safe trip. But he said he's going more just to meet people and just to check everything out than he is necessarily to buy a lot of stuff. I mean, I think everybody that says that probably thinks they're not going to buy more than like 1 or 2 things, or maybe they'll just come back with some small swag, but they'll find a way to come back with a knife. I guarantee it. So let's see. So the last Ranger says, if I was going, I would want to see the Winkler Jack Daniels knife and possibly purchase it. Okay, yeah. And I mean, and Winkler knives are great. Man, my eyes are so dry tonight. Jeez. Iggy, what's going on? Welcome in, Iggy. You haven't missed a whole lot, but throw up your pocket check so I can tell everybody what you're carrying today. Let's see. No blade show Atlanta this year. Family graduations, beer, cold, cool, just shy of room temperature, wet, and alcoholic preferred. Yeah. So you're easy, Byron. As long as it's beer, you're good to go. You don't care what it tastes like. That's okay too, man. I always used to tell people when they say, what kind of alcohol do you like? I'm like, I don't know. The kind that gets me drunk, right? So yeah, so Grumpy Grunt. Oh, let's see what Grumpy's got to say here about this, about going to Blade Show. Mostly people, But the knives, the Wee Malice, yep, okay, and Cullix button locks, yep. Tempest Pinion, yeah, I'm not too crazy about that either. I like Casey a lot, and I'm sure his knives are good quality knives, but I'm just not. I like the Pinion better than I like the F51, but I don't really. I'm not really into knives that look like airplanes or cars, so that's just me. But the Pinion is a much better looking knife than the F51, I think. Work Tough Gear, everything by them, Spyderco, and Dogwood Customs for another kitchen knife. Yeah, so that's really cool, and I so much enjoyed, even though I'm not really big into kitchen knives, and I'm only minimally into cooking. Um, you know, I really enjoyed when you had Dogwood on the ship on your live stream. I really enjoyed that immensely, and it was fascinating to see how he got into the knife industry and how long it took him to kind of get to the point where he actually started, making his own knives and doing his own stuff. But the amount of time and research and thought that he puts into those knives is absolutely amazing. And Papa Rhino obviously just picked up one of his knives and freaking loves it. And he's used a different, more mainstream brand of knives his whole career as a chef, and now he loves that Dogwood knife. So yeah, I could see why you'd want to stop by and check out whatever they got going on. Double Doggo 311, what's going on, brother? What's going on? All right. Let's see. Chat just jumped again. Let's see. Where were we here? Double Doggo 311, Iggy. Anybody else? Knocks on the bald head. Drubby Tune says knocks on bald heads are loud too. Ouch. Oh, about my injury. Yeah, my wife was all freaked out. So, I told her, I said, I didn't fall on my butt, so you don't have to worry about me injuring my brain. But yeah, the older you get, the less you want to smack yourself around. I don't know. She said, you work at a golf course. How do you keep doing this to yourself? I had an incident with the power washer hose getting stuck, which threw me over the carts on my back and screwed me all up for a few weeks. And then I'm trying to plug in some carts to recharge them, and I didn't get clear of the charging station and whacked my head on plate steel. So that wasn't good. Didn't knock me out, but certainly rung my bell a little bit. And Grumpy also says, I look forward to meeting Russell at Artisan and Joe Flowers, the two happiest dudes in the knife world. Yeah, and so that I'll skip topics for a second, but that's another thing. So when we talk about the knife world, so most people out there, we have to remember in a lot of ways too, we're not the majority of the knife world, right? So what I mean by that is, there's a ton of people that like collecting knives, but there's also a ton of people that will go into a knife shop, find one knife they need, buy that knife, and move on about their business and go. Or they'll just walk in every few paydays, kind of like if any of you folks out there are like me and you're a gun person, right? A pew person. I shouldn't have said that word, but pew person. And you slowly over the years, built guns. You don't always necessarily get involved in all the drama. You don't always necessarily know this company's buying out this company, or this company's, making this or suing this company. Like, you don't always know that. In some respects, I feel like that's good because it just makes you happy to collect, happy to buy. It's the same with knives, right? And you don't have to really worry about all the other stuff that's going on. All these Marines in here, always, brother, my stream always represents. We always represent. Devil Dogs are always represented here, especially most of the Marines that are in my stream are some form of infantry Marines like myself. Anyway, I'm just going to touch on this briefly, but if you didn't already know this, another big knife manufacturer, Microtech, is basically butting heads with Axial gear. And there's some controversy there. I'm not gonna discuss it all in detail. I'm just gonna say, there's supposedly a lawsuit being brought from one company to the other, and then the other company is possibly going to sue the bigger company back because they're trying to bully them again. Like, man, I'm just like, holy crap, can we not do this in the knife community? It doesn't reflect well on the knife community as a whole. And again, I get back to the other controversy we had. I don't care who's right or wrong. I only care about the optics for us. You know what I mean? I care about the optics for us and how it affects us as online knife community and as a social, our social community. Like, so anyway, it's kind of sad that there's another controversy going on, and that's what Freak Show is saying. He goes, both of the knives I'm interested in looking at are companies that are embroiled in controversy right now. I really wish that wasn't the case, and that's all I really want to say about that. Let's see. I got kind of lost track of the comments again, even though I've been doing better with that. How come back from Blade Show with a small fortune? Take a big one there. Yeah, exactly. How to come back from Blade Show with a small fortune? Take a big fortune with you, right? Because you know you're going to spend some money. There's just no way. Let's see. But you got, I love hanging out with this community. It's awesome. It makes my day every time I hop in a live and people say hi. And here's the thing, right? It doesn't matter how far apart we are. It doesn't matter what part of the country you live in, what time zone you live in, where in the world you live, whether you're in Canada like Mimo, right? Like, there's a lot of people in this community I consider friends. There's a lot of people in this community who've been better than friends to me. People like Grumpy and Matt and Cue Ball and Satu Dave. Like, those people have all that had a meaningful impact on me as a knife collector and as a YouTube channeler and a content creator. And all of you other people that are in here sharing your Tuesday night with me. This is what I love. Like, I had no idea when I started my channel 5.5, 6 months ago, whatever it was, that I would be doing live streams and that I would enjoy sitting down on Tuesday nights and talking with everybody about this. And I always try to bring some meaningful content to my lives, something that we can discuss and talk about and hang out and have a good time talking knives, talking shops. I like it to be like we're all sitting out on the back patio here at my house next to the pool, with a cold drink in our hand, just talking about knives. And that's the way I want it to be. I want it to feel that way. And I'm glad, Budget Guy, that you feel that way, because I feel that way having each one of you guys and gals come into my stream every week and check out my videos and all that kind of stuff. So it's a lot of fun. Let's see. Dark Gravity says, my wife told me I can go. It's a 4-hour drive, but I'm not going. Nothing interested at the moment except the TS219. I'll probably have to work anyway. Yeah, that kind of sucks, right? I mean, if you've been before too, I don't know. I guess if you've been to a couple of them and there's not something that you're really like keen to see that year, I get it. But like, I've never been to a Blade Show. I've been to knife shows, but I've never been to a Blade Show. So, that's Disneyland for knife collectors, basically. Let me see. Chat just jumped again. So let's see if we can get Mattisfaction. What's going on, brother? I was just talking about you a few seconds ago. I don't know if you heard all the nice stuff I was saying about you, but welcome into the chat, brother. Man, this thing jumped a lot. Holy crap. I got to keep up. Can't keep up. Don't know where it went. Okay, well, anyway, let's see here. Where are we at? Oh, I think I missed it. I think I kind of skipped through here. Sorry about that, guys. We'll come back down to where Mattisfaction jumped in. Mattisfaction, what we were asking people was, when you go to Blade Show, what 2 or 3 or 4 things are you excited to see? Whether it be a specific knife or a manufacturer or knife producer's booth. Like, is there something specific that you'd like to check out when you get there? Urban Woodsman. Brother, what's going on, man? It's been a while since I've been able to catch up to you in the live. My work schedule has been the same days, but has been different shifts. So I've missed a few of the other bigger lives that people are normally in. And because I really haven't felt good, I've been having this kind of gastric issue that's giving me heartburn and some other stuff. Like, a couple of days I just came home and just kind of crashed on the couch, just trying to relax. I'm afraid to eat stuff because I'm afraid that if I eat anything that's too spicy or too rich or whatever, that I'm going to, start feeling that stomach sickness again. I'm taking some medicine. I'm hoping it goes away in a week or two. If not, I'm going to have to go get it checked out, see what the hell's going on there. But anyway, that's why I haven't been in a few of the bigger knife live streams that have happened over the last 4 or 5 days. Let's see who else is in here. Todd Carr, good evening, my brother. How's it going? Good to see you. And Mattisfaction, couple lights of sex doesn't sell as much anymore. Drama and divisiveness does. Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, sex always sells, but yeah, lately, the last few years, it seems like drama and divisiveness. Yeah. And in relationship to the knife community, like I was saying, it kind of sucks that we have some drama and some bullying and pushing back and forth between different companies going on. That really sucks. I feel like put your product out there. People will buy what they want to buy, right? People will buy the stuff they want to get. So Winchester, what's going on? Thanks for coming into the stream. Appreciate you being here. I've been thinking about getting an axial folder. Yeah, cool. Very nice. There's a lot of knives I would like to buy. My knife want list keeps getting bigger. I'll show you something funny here real quick. I think I still have it underneath, hiding out down here somewhere in my... This is the list of knives after I get through with the knives that I have to do reviews on for that Cue Ball loaned me, and Matt loaned me, and Grumpy loaned me, and Saturday loaned me. These are all the knives I have to review between now and the end of the year. There's like 30 knives on this list. So it's pretty crazy, man. Pretty crazy. And that's just, and I'm still constantly getting knives, here and there. So, that's not really going to change. All right. So we talked about Blade Show. This week's knife review, I always show you guys a day early, but it also gets posted on a short tomorrow on my channel and then goes on Instagram on Thursdays. This week's knife review, and I did show this knife very briefly next week. This week's knife review is the Tucson TS 195 in M390. Ooh, yeah. It's a cool knife. Integral. All one piece of titanium. Very, very cool knife. So that's going to be this Friday's knife review, folks. Just to give you a little bit of info on that. Let's see what we got going on here. The best part of my days are coming in here with you folks. Well, cool, man. No, again, we were just talking about that, right? Hail the king of the squirrels too. Yes. We were just talking about that, about how like this is my social time, and I love being able to share this. There's 40 people in the stream tonight and there's 26 likes. So if you have not hit the like button, please do that now for me. All right. Help my analytics out by hitting the like button. If there's 40 of you in here, there should definitely be more than 26 likes on this video. But yeah, and that's the thing, right? We just like hanging out with each other. We like talking knives. All right. So along those same lines, I wanted to mention something else here. This week's 5 and 5 was supposed to be Blades and EDC. He was going to come on. It would have been the first time he'd been on a live, the first time he'd come on and shown off knives on camera, other than what the little flicky thing that he does, which is kind of like what John Evans does. And he had a death in the family. They lost a grandmother. So I told him, dude, totally understand. Don't worry about it. He contacted me and he's like, I don't want to, not show up for your live or anything like that. I might still be able to jump into the live, but I don't really feel like coming on and doing the 5 and 5 segment this week. So I told him, totally understand. Family comes first. My condolences for your loss. So everybody out there, let's just, keep Jamie Blades and EDC in your thoughts and prayers, and condolences if you do interact with him. They lost a grandmother. So that was just a day or two ago that he contacted me about that. Whoa, the chat just jumped again big time right when I was trying to catch up. Let's see, Urban Woodsman. I would hope that either Ben or Zach from Blade headquarters, good old days, will be there at Blade Show. It would be amazing if they both show up for a mini reunion. Yeah, that would be pretty cool, huh? Yeah, I would imagine there's probably a lot of people walking around there at Blade Show that, it's going to be hard. There's almost 1,000 vendors. I looked it up. There's 981 vendors there at Blade Show. Like, it's going to be really hard to catch everybody and catch up to people. That's why you're definitely going to have to, like coordinate with people if you want to hook up with people. So Faction says, I want an axial folder as well. The OTF is amazing. Yeah. And again, that's one of the companies that's embroiled in this drama that's going on. And I hate it. I just hate it for the knife community. Let's see. I will be skipping microchip first. Okay. Buddy guys, giving some hellos, some shout outs there to folks. Okay, Richard Campbell, jumping back in here. He's got today's carry. We missed him earlier. He's got a Chavez, Ultramar, 2 sets of cuffs, a pew pew, a taser, and a donut. Yeah, love it, love it, love it. If you get a chance, what? Tell me what your pew pew carry is. I'm interested in that. And also, hats off to you, sir, for what you're doing. All right, I appreciate that. JN Ninja's in here too. Cool, 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 cool. What I'm gonna see a doctor and get rid of it. I'm sitting here addressing some parcels. Yeah, I'm gonna give it about a week to see if. So we're at 36 likes, folks. So we're pretty close. 42 people in chat, 36 likes. So make sure if you just came in and you're not just listening or whatever remotely, that you hit the like button. Yeah, so that's definitely one of the things. What did you guys say? I spoke about dryness last night and it rains finally. I'm going to complain more often. Okay. Yeah. And again, man, shout out to you. I don't know if you heard when you came on exactly, Budget Guy, but for those people who missed that, Budget Guy, we were talking back and forth in a chat forum, and I sent him a little bit of swag, some channel stuff, and a few other little things. And he sent me a knife. He sent me a Gonzo Firebird that he wasn't really thrilled with, and he sent it to me for free. So again, there's the community, right? I'm going to review that knife, and I'm going to shout him out again in my video when that happens, and link his channel and all that other stuff. That's how it's supposed to be. That's what this community is all about. So big props to Budget Guy. I love him, man, and thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I like to review budget knives, so it's good with me. Let's see who else is in here. Josh Branson is in here as well. Yes, awesome. So Richard is a mailman. Yeah. Okay. Even if he was, he might need all that stuff these days. Let's see if actually infringed on a patent that's warranted. Yeah, I mean that's true. I mean, again, I don't really want to talk about all that. I just feel it's unfortunate that we have all this shit going on. But welcome in, Papa Rhino, too. We were just talking about you a little bit and your new knife and stuff like that. So anyway, I was talking about before I tried to catch back up with chat was the 5 and 5. So the 5 and 5 isn't going to happen with Blades and EDC this week because he had a death in the family. They lost a grandmother. So again, my condolences to Jamie and his family. My thoughts and prayers are with him. Yeah, Budget Guy says, I love the knife. I hate the clip. Yeah, I looked at it. It is a little on the weak side, but I'm going to try to review the knife when I get to it as fairly as I can anyway. But my condolences again to Jamie. So next week, Native Wildman has volunteered to come on and do the 5 and 5. But this week, I just brought out 5 knives of my own, and I'm going to talk about them, and I think they're pretty interesting. So I will show them off, and we will talk about them. And then they're not all in the same category. They're just 5 knives that I picked out for tonight. So knife that I picked up recently, it was an impulse buy. I was on B's Blades live stream several weeks back, and he was talking about how there was a 50% discount on a bunch of knives at Mojave Outdoors, and I ended up buying the mini bagel. See if you can see that any better. There we go. And this little bugger is freaking cool. It's on bearings, and it's so snappy. Man, and the sound it makes, and it's just like, boom, drop shutty. Really, really cool, really nice looking knife. So this is one of my more recent acquisitions. I haven't got a chance to review it because I have such a backlog of loaner knives at the moment, which is a good thing. But anyway, the mini bag leader. And so, I have large glove size hands, but my palms are a little wider than the average large hand size. So you can kind of see how big that knife is there. But you can get all 4 fingers on this knife. So that's the first one. It's N690 steel, and instead of being on bushings, it is on bearings. Oh, Winchester says, heck yeah, I finally have my damn designs Hades and my Fenner heading my way. Cool, very awesome. It's always nice to have knives. Josh Branson, oh, there he's got his carry. I'm going to get that in. Josh says, I carried my Benchmade 940 and M4, Launch 4, Open Pro in copper, an i5 T Olight in copper, and a Forest Hank. Cool. Very, very nice carry. The 940 and M4. I have the 940-2, and I'm in the process of buying a 940-1 and S90V. I really like the 940. My 940-2 I use so much that I wore the texturing off the G10. And Zach, Mr. Benchmade, I contacted him, and he's like, yeah, I got a set of those. And I tried to buy them off him, and then he wouldn't tell me how much he wanted for them, and then they just came in the mail. And he said, do something kind for someone, pass it on, which I've been doing a lot lately. I've been sending out some care packages to different people for free, and just trying to pay back the community in whatever way I can. So, but I can appreciate, all the stuff that Zach does, and he's a good guy. Okay, so that was knife number 1. Knife number 2. Knife number 2 is a knife that I've had for a very, very long time. It is my absolute favorite cardboard cutting, chewing up monster. It is a very rugged knife. It is the ZT-0350, and you can see the blade has a little bit of a recurve on it. You would never know, guys, by looking at this knife and this black coating. I don't know what this coating is. I don't know what it is, but whatever this coating is, ZT needs to just keep putting it on their knife. This knife has ripped through so much cardboard in the time that I have owned it. And all I ever have to do when I'm done with this knife is take some Rem oil and just rub the blade down, and it looks like this again. It doesn't have any real marks on it at all. It's amazing. And this knife, it's a bigger knife, I get it, but man, with this little bit of recurve in the bottom of the blade right there, this thing just grips cardboard and just tears it to shreds. Love this knife. ZT-0350. I keep telling myself I'm going to get one of those deep carry pocket clips for it, but then I keep going, why? It's not that big of a deal. It is a bigger knife. It is kind of a chunky knife, but man, this thing feels good in my hand. It's got lots of jimping, and it does a great job. So that is knife number 2. I've had this knife forever. I love ZTs, and that is knife number 2. Knife number 3 is in the lineup tonight because I got this knife, like pretty much, yes. So people are already Memo's throwing up like, woohoo, yes, right? ZT-0350. Yeah, and they're not super expensive. That's the thing. It's a really ruggedly, like all ZTs, it's a ruggedly built knife. It's way overbuilt. And that's one of the things I love about it. I don't care that it's a little on the heavy side. I don't care that it weighs 5.9 ounces or whatever it is. I don't give a shit. That knife is durable as hell, and it will just tear through stuff. And that's why I love it. Let's see. I don't know if I missed y'all. My mind's scattered. I don't know what you got. Let's see. Alan Greywolf, welcome to the stream, buddy. Yeah. David Iverson says, I love ZTs. Me too, man. I have a lot of them. And when I was gifted a ZT and then won a ZT from Dave, I was like, I can't get any better than that, Again, shout out to Satu Dave's big, really, really big-hearted guy, amazing member of this community, just wants to grow the community and have people have knives in their hands that they like. That's why he just loaned me a gripper, right? So anyway, Tree Stabbing Troy says, I ordered brass scales for my ZT. You're going to put some more weight on it. Yeah, you'll be able to kill somebody with that knife, even if you don't get the blade open. And then my number 3 knife, I just got this knife. I actually got this knife yesterday. So shout out to John, Grateful Panic. He has been looking to sell a bunch of knives in his collection. He's needing to take care of some financial issues as a single dad. And he posted some knives online. And one of the knives that he had for sale was the Kaiser Sheepdog in 154 cm with the blade cutout. This is a pretty nice little knife. Now I have to tell you guys, I don't mean any slight to John, but when I got this knife, it was super filthy. Like it was super dull and it was super filthy. So I spent the good part of the evening last night after dinner, after my stomach settled down, basically took this whole knife apart, cleaned it, disassembled it, wiped it down, washed the scales, and I put it on the sharpener and I redid the blade and put a brand new edge. It has a tiniest little chip right up here toward the front, but after I got to sharpening it, it's really small. So I left it. I'll take care of it on the next sharpen. after that, and it'll be fine. But man, it's a great little knife. It's on bearings. I love the size of this, and I love the scales and everything else. So it's been well loved, but it also came to a good home because this is one of my favorite knives. So, and I really appreciate having one of John's knives in my collection. So there you go. This is the Kaiser Sheepdog in 154 cm. My fourth knife is going to be a knife that I recently acquired, and Grumpy is sending me this knife because he bought it and he didn't like it, and I love this little freaking knife. This is one of those deals. So this is the Giant Mouse Ace Biblio. This one is in green micarta. Beautiful micarta texturing on this knife. I don't know how well it's going to show up there on the screen, but there we go. It's a really nice knife. It's got a kind of a stonewash satin blade. It fits my hand. And the reason Grumpy doesn't like it is because it didn't fit his hand. And I get that. But for me, when I picked this knife up, because my fingers are smaller, it just fits really good. And it's easy to deploy. There's only one thing I don't totally love about this knife, but this knife has become a daily carry knife for me. It's in my pocket almost every day. So I'm really excited to get the one that Grumpy is sending along. It's a different handle, scale, color and colorway and stuff. But if I like it, I'm going to try to buy it. Because I'd love to have two of them. I'd love to be able to carry this one all the time and have another one for going out and things like that. But I really like this. This is the Ace Giant Mouse. You got a flipper tab and you got a blade cutout. It deploys really well through both. Decent size finger choil. I get why he didn't like it, because if your fingers are big, this is a set size, and it has a kind of a decent size finger choil, but not a huge one. So this is a cool, very cool knife. I love this knife so far. And that's the thing, right? It's not every knife is perfect for everyone. But again, this is a very recent purchase. I think I've had this knife, I don't know, a couple of weeks, but it's been in my pocket constantly. And I love the M390 blade steel, and I love the design. This is one of them co-designed knives from Giant Mouse. And then finally, this last knife is somebody's, I missed it. Still a far better knife than the F55, the Grumpy. Yeah, okay, I got you. Oh my God, I hear the Predator like exactly from Casey's Old Knives. I don't know what that one was about. Watched, I didn't take it. I guess there's a little side chat going on here I missed out on. But yes, Grumpy. Yeah, I mean, I can tell you already just by putting the Giant Mouse in my hand that I like the Giant Mouse out of the box. My first impressions and my first handling of it was much better than the F5.5. But again, I don't know, like I might like a micarta version or a G10 version of the F5.5, and I'll have to see if I can track somebody down, Scott, when they're willing to send along. I think we're talking about, Josh Branson said, I ended up taking what he had left to help him out. Didn't really want anything but help the fellow brother out. I think he's talking about Grateful Panic. And yeah, and that was the thing. Like there was another knife he had that I tried to buy, but Gonzo, my mod, he beat me to it. So, and that's fine. All love for Gonzo. As long as the knives went to a good home and they helped him out, that's all I really care about, you know. Just trying to help out the community. Let's see here. I'm trying to get to some more of the comments here. Oh, so the last knife. Let's see. Byron Kenny says, "Congrats, Eionan's Edge on the Biblio." Assists to Grumpy Grunt for the pass along. Yeah, actually, I have a bunch of Grumpy's knives right now. He's sending me the other Biblio to look at, but I'm pretty sure, I'm 99.99% sure I'm gonna figure something out to buy that knife from him. So anyway, the last knife, the fifth knife, I'm going to try to get to that. The fifth knife is completely different than all the other knives I showed you. The fifth knife this is a Japanese knife. It's called a ring. Okay. And Mrs. Edge actually saw a little baggie full of knives in a thrift store not that long ago. And she goes, "Hey, come back there. Come back to this case. There's a bunch of little knives in the case in the thrift store." And so I went back there and I saw that there was a Victorinox officer's model cadet, one of the older ones that was in really nice shape. And it was in the bag, and they wanted $20 for the whole bag. And I'm like, well, that knife's worth $20. Oh, right there. That's a $50 knife new, and it was in really nice looking shape. Well, in the bag with it was this little bugger. And I looked at it and I said, well, it's pretty interesting. And it did not look like this when it was in the bag. It had a lot of little surface rust on it and what have you, and it was kind of grimy looking. But this is a ring folding knife from Japan, made in Japan. And this knife is super cool. Check this out. So you grab this little nail nick here, and you pull this knife open, and you got a sword. This thing is freaking cool. I spent a lot of time trying to get the blade fixed back up. It was poorly sharpened many times. It's got a little spear point on it, you know. But I got the blade sharpened back up. Looks like it's made out of 440C, possibly. That's what it looks like. It says 4C stainless, so I'm assuming that's 440C, but I could be wrong. But this is freaking cool. I love this little knife. I mean, it's one of the coolest knives I have in my collection, just because it's like, it literally is like a little tiny sword, you know. And anyway, so we got that up there, and it's in pretty good shape. It says stainless steel on one side, and then it says on the back, on this, I don't know if it's going to show up here. It says Ring Japan. There it is. So I couldn't find a lot of information on it. I think they were made in the 60s and 70s. And I saw a few of them. I saw two online for sale, and they look like they go for about $20 to $50, depending on what kind of condition they're in. This is a smaller one, so I'm thinking it's at the lower end of that scale. But I don't care, because this is a really cool find. Like, when I first got it, I'm like, what in the holy hell is it? And it locks too, which is great. And then you just push it and just fold it back closed, and there you go. So that's my little tiny miniature sword, my Ring Japanese-made slip joint knife. And there you go. There's my 5 for 5 for the week. I know, it looks awesome. Yeah, it does. It looks like some kind of cool, like, you know, like what is that South Park episode where, like, the sword of truth in Make Love Not Warcraft, where it's like, I have the sword. That's what this reminds me. That's what it reminds me of. A perfect pickle knife. Yeah, I mean, it'd be really cool, right? If you just stick it out, as long as it doesn't have oil on it, right? You just stick it out of your pocket and you just start stabbing hors d'oeuvres. I'll have some cheese, and I'll have some pepperoni, and I'll have that pickle over there, and you have them all on the end of your knife. You just go, right? That's exactly what I envisioned with that. That's true. So anyway, this is a super cool little knife, and it's just a great conversation piece. I love it. The Kyoto Killer, yeah. A pirate's life for you, Eionan. Yes, I mean, it is. Like I said, I love it. I just, like, when I first took it out of the package, I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then I'm like, well, let's open it up and let's see what it does. And I opened it and it went like that, and I was like, I gotta fix this. And I was so glad that I actually got it all cleaned up. I use, just so you guys know too, I use a brass toothbrush, like the kind that you use for cleaning guns and stuff. I keep a bunch of those around. I'll start with a stiff bristled nylon brush first, and I'll put some CLP or something to break rust up. And that's what I started with. And then some of the stuff didn't come off with that. So I went to a brass brush, because obviously you can, brass is pretty soft and the bristles will flex. And this knife was terrible looking when I got it. But I was like, oh, I got to clean it up. And now it cleaned up really nice. I got all the rust off of it. I got it to open and close really nice. It locks, which is great. So it was this super cool little find, and I just love this little knife. So there you go. So there's my 5 and 5, folks. There's my 5 and 5. Let's see here. We got about 20 minutes to go. So what else was I going to talk about? Oh, real quick. I have a knife for sale. If anybody is interested, I have a brand new Benchmade Barrage. I bought this knife. I paid $165 and some odd dollars for it back in the later part of last year. I did review it. It's in perfect shape. It's never really cut anything. got 154 cm blade steel. It's immaculate. If you're interested in this knife, let me know. It is for sale. Okay, enough about that. So let's move along. We've got about, what, 20 minutes left till the top of the hour, right? 34, 35. So let's do story time, because I know that Gonzo wants to do his giveaway before we get off the live tonight. So let's do story time. Let's do that. So I've got a bunch of different stories to price. I don't know what that. I don't know. I'm going to try to catch up with chat real quick here. Grumpy Todd, Tree Stab and Troy. I don't think I missed anything too key in here, did I? No. So I got. All right. So we'll do story time. Just wanted to check chat real quick and check with everybody. So I got a few different stories here on the list. I've got Japan story from when I was in the Marine Corps. Best fight ever. That's a good story. Let's see. I've got a couple of different casino stories, which are pretty cool. I've always got a dad story. That's always a good. Those are always good. I've got scuba story, clam harvest, and scuba tank crack pipe. Ghost stories from home. Don't drink my chocolate milk. That's a good story. Revenge is best served greasy, and he shot his eye out. The Japan story, dad story. People are already chiming in here. Let's see. Corporate says Japan. Mass Faction says dad. I like to save my dad stories for special occasions, so I might save the dad story tonight. Anybody else? Gather around, children. It's story time with Uncle Eionan. That's right. I might tell more than one story here because we got a little bit of time. It won't take very long to do the giveaway, I don't think. Let's see. But you know what? Speaking of that, holy crap. Let's see. I am going to post a link for you, Gonzo, in the chat so that you can come on and get backstage and get ready for the giveaway. So here is the link for that before I start story time. 10 and 2. 10 and 2. Papa Rhino. Chocolate milk. Actually, you know what? Is the story from Itsugi, Japan? Yes, it is. It is from Itsugi. It happened on the base. I'll tell you what. I will tell that story tonight. And remind me, David Iverson, and I will tell chocolate milk next week, because that's a killer story too. That's about getting even with somebody. No, you know what? I'll tell the chocolate milk story first. Maybe I'll have time for both. We'll see. Okay, so I'll tell the chocolate milk story tonight. And there's the link in the chat for you guys for StreamYard. So when I was a teenager, I was a pretty workaholic kind of kid. I liked cars. My family was into racing. And for part of a summer, I worked at a garage part-time when I wasn't working for my dad because I wanted extra money for stuff. Because that's how, you got things when you were young, right? You went out and you worked your ass off in the summer when you weren't in school, and you earned money for stuff, right? And that's how you bought things, back in the old days. So anyway, this is the chocolate milk story, by the way. So I worked at this a garage. Somebody that my dad was friends with who owned a garage, and he's like, yeah, just have you do various tasks, and I pretty much ended up doing everything. I pumped gas, I took radiators and transmissions out, I did all kinds of work, replaced universal joints, whatever. It didn't matter, right? I just got out there and just did it. But because I was like 16 years old and I was the young guy there were two older guys that were mechanics in the back of the garage that were big jokesters, and they would always play pranks and jokes and all this other kind of stuff. So one of the guys, he loved to play jokes on me specifically. And I didn't really appreciate it because obviously I was the young guy, right? I'm like, why are you always picking on me? Like, I'm just here to help out. I'm just here to help do the grunt work that you freaking guys don't want to do, right? Pulling out radiators, replacing transmissions and torque converters. Guys don't want to do any of that hard work. You don't want to go out there and lay on the ground and jack a car up and slide under the creeper. You want to put it up on a lift, right? Anyway, I digress. So here's the story. So our boss basically would pay for anything that came off the roach coach. And other times he would say, hey, I'm going to go here for lunch that day. And he would buy, all you had to do was give him your order and he'd buy whatever you wanted. He'd pay for it. So when the truck came around, the food truck, you could get anything you wanted. So I would typically get my sandwich and some chips or whatever. And I would get a thing of Hershey's chocolate milk. That was like a quart, I think, like this high. And I would get that. And he had an office upstairs above the garage with a refrigerator. And so what I would do is I would drink some of it with my lunch. And then I would close it up and I would take it up and stick it in the refrigerator. So at the end of the day, after I washed all the grease and oil and everything else off of me, and I got ready to go home for the day, I could go upstairs. I could go in the refrigerator, get a nice ice cold half a quart of chocolate milk, and I would drink that on the drive home. Well, what happened after about a week of me getting the chocolate milk was I would go upstairs and the chocolate milk would be empty. Or they would leave like the backwash, like this much in the bottom. And I said, guys, why you got to mess with my chocolate milk? You can get your own chocolate milk. All you got to do is just take one off the truck and you get one for free. The boss pays for all that stuff. And this guy was a real jerk and he goes, because yours tastes better. So I said, okay, all right, fine. I didn't, in my mind, I said, all right, I see how this is going to work. So I let a couple days go by and he kept drinking my chocolate milk. And I said, dude, man, you really should just leave my chocolate milk alone. And he said, what are you going to do about it? Okay. Enough. So I let one more day go by with the chocolate milk thing. And then I go down the previous night before the next day. I go down to G&G Food Mart and I walk in there and I buy an entire packet of chocolate X-Lax. And I break all those fuckers out of the pill track and I put them in a little plastic bag, a Ziploc sandwich bag, and I fold it up and I bring it to work with me the next day in my pants. I go on the food truck, I get my food, I get my chocolate milk, and I actually, this time, I make a point of drinking it in front of him, but instead of drinking out of the container like I usually do, all I did was I opened it up fresh and I grabbed a Dixie cup from the water fountain in the break room and I just poured some of it in the Dixie cup and I drank a little bit of it and I was like, oh man, this is so good. It's so good when it's cold like this. That's what I said to him. It's so good when it's cold like this. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna drink today is that one cup. I go, I'm just gonna close this up and put this in the fridge for the rest of the day so that when I get off of work, I will have a nice cold chocolate milk to drink. I went upstairs, I opened up that baggie, and I poured the entire thing of chocolate X-Lax. And here's the thing, I got a little nervous because it took like 10 minutes of shaking before it didn't sound like it had pebbles inside of it. It was like, and then finally it sounded like milky, like they dissolved. They finally dissolved in there. I don't even know. I think it was like a 12 pack or 24. I don't even know. Whatever it was. There was a whole bunch of them. And I just put the whole thing in the chocolate milk and I shook it up really good. And I put it back in the fridge. And I went back to work. Yeah. And so I worked hard all day and I went up there and sure enough, the chocolate milk was empty. Empty. No left to sip in it. Gone. The whole thing was empty. And I said, God damn it. I'm like, you guys, I wish you would just leave my shit alone. Stop drinking my chocolate milk. You can get your own. The boss will buy it for free. I go home that night. I come in the next day. The boss says, so-and-so won't be here today. And this is what the guy told him on the phone. He's like, I'm sorry, I can't come to work. I've been on the toilet all night. Every time I try to eat something, I got to go to the bathroom. I can't leave the bathroom for more than 5 minutes. 2 days. 2 days he called out of work for. 2 days he missed at work. But you know what? That motherfucker never touched my shit again. And that is, don't drink my chocolate milk. Oh, Anyway, in hindsight, he probably realized how you telegraphed it. Yeah, in hindsight, but he didn't catch on. He drank the whole freaking thing. So, whatever. Yeah, Matt Jackson says, oh, yeah. I don't know. Like, even when he came back, he didn't. He kind of looked at me angrily for a couple of days. But you know what? The bottom line is, man, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. So what do we got left? About 10. Okay, now the Itsugi story. Oh, okay. All right. What do you think, Gons? I see you in chat. I'm gonna bring you in, man. I'm gonna bring you in. Let's see if we can get you in here. It says add to chat. Are you in here, Gons? What's going on, buddy? Let me repost for Gons and let's see if I can get him in here because I see a blank screen, Gonzo. Let me try that one more time. It says you're there, but you're not really there. So I'm going to remove you for now. And it's not letting me add you, buddy. I don't know if you're not actually there or not. Okay, so since Gonzo's not actually there, I will tell one of the Itsugi stories. So this story is, you get double story time with Uncle Eionan's tonight. This story is called The Best Fight Ever. Yeah. So I'm a Marine. I'm stationed in Japan. And this guy came, we were at the club one night, and this guy comes down from, I think he was from the Army base at Camp Zama. He's a big guy. And Chocolate Milk gave him the chocolate squirts, yes. Yeah, and here I would have just kicked him in the fork and dumped the backwash chocolate milk in his face. Yeah, well, I mean, I felt like he lost 2 days of work and he never messed with my food again, so that solved that problem. I always like creative solutions. Anyway, best fight I ever saw. So I was in Japan. We're at a club, and there was a guy from, I think he was from the Army base at Camp Zama, and he was a big guy, really buffed out, and he probably was like, I don't know, 6'3" or whatever. See if we can, I think we got Gonzo. There he is. Okay, I got him. All right, stand by, brother. So anyway, so this guy was about, I don't know, probably like 6'3", probably went 250 or so. Big dude. And we're in a club, and he keeps messing with this little dude who I think was in the Navy. And he wasn't your kind of typical Navy guy who looked a little bit like pudgy or loosely built, I'll say. But anyway, yeah, messing with a man's chocolate milk is practically a death warrant. That's true. So anyway, he keeps messing with this little guy all the time, right? He just keeps messing with him. And he basically, the little guy is like, dude, just leave me alone. He's like, look at the size of you. Look at the size of me. Just leave me alone. Just go about your business. And the big guy kept fucking with this guy. And so finally the little dude gets upset and he's like, look, is it really that important for you to fight me? Right? And he and the big guy was like, yeah, he's like, he goes, I'll stomp a mud hole in your ass. He's just talking shit to this guy. So the little guy goes, the little Navy dude, he goes, okay. He goes, I'll tell you what, I'll meet you outside. And so the Army dude and a couple of his Army buddies file outside, and I forget who I was with that night, but I had a couple of buddies that were Marines with me. And I'm like, we're going to go check this out, right? And I notice that this Navy dude, when he walks outside with a couple of his friends, before he goes out, he grabs the salt and pepper shakers off the table. And he puts them in his back pocket. And I'm like, dudes, we got to go check this out. Something, right? I'm like, something is going to happen here. Because this dude just told this big guy, I'll meet you outside, right? I'm like, this is something cool is going to happen. Something is going to happen here. So we go outside. There's already it's in the parking lot. There's already a little circle of people standing around, and there's this big Army dude with a couple of his buddies, and then there's a bunch of Navy guys, and then there's a few of us Marines, right? And then there's just some other bystanders from where, and the big guy takes off his shirt. He takes off his shirt and he's all, he looks like the guy from, what is it, Swede there from, Heartbreak Ridge with Clint Eastwood. He's like, oh, Swede, big, huge looking dude. And He's like, I'm gonna crush you, you know, I'm gonna fuck you up, all this other stuff. Little guy walks up and he's got both of his hands up like this, and he goes, "Are you ready to fight?" And the big dude goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna kick your ass." And as soon as he said yeah and started to keep yapping, the little dude throws his hands toward the guy, and he has salt from the salt shaker in both of his fists. And he throws them at the guy's face. And so what's your natural reaction when somebody throws something and it lands in your eyes and your face is to go put your hands up because, oh my God, right? As soon as he does that, this little dude hauls back with his good leg and he stoves in this guy's nuts. Like stoves him in. The dude lifts off the ground and lands and falls on his hands and knees. And the little guy runs up to him, grabs him by the back of the head, punches him like 3 or 4 times in the face, busts open his nose, his mouth, his bleeding from the mouth, punches him in the face, busts him up pretty good. And then, then he reaches in his back pocket and he has the pepper shaker with the cap already off. He takes it and he pours it in the guy's eyes, nose, and down his mouth. And he throws the pepper shaker on the ground and he walks off with his friends. And nobody goes after him or anything. He just like, that's like mic drop. He goes, poof. He throws the pepper shaker on the ground. It didn't even break. It like skidded across the parking lot. And he walked off with his friends. And that was it. And I'm standing there and I'm like, whoa, that's the best thing I've ever seen in my life. That is such poetic justice, right? You kept fucking with this little guy all night. And then he turns around and stomps a mud hole in your ass. Not only that, but the dude is there holding his nuts, which are stuffed in. His face is all busted up. And he has pepper in his mouth, nose, and eyes. There ain't no such thing as a fair fight, people. That is probably one of the best fights I ever saw. So there you go. Right? That's the way a little tiny dude kicks the ever-loving shit out of a guy who's like 3 times his size. So anyway, that's double story time for tonight with Uncle Eionan. I'm glad you guys liked it. What a story, Darnell says. What a story. But my man Gons, he's got some stuff to give away. All right? So let's go ahead. Yeah, damn, be a few days getting over that one. Yeah, Ninja, you think that guy definitely would take a few days getting over that beating he took? All right. So Mimo, get the drawing announcement ready to put up. And that's awesome, Eionan. Funny as hell. It's true too, right, Devil Dog? All right. So Mimo, get the drawing announcement prepped and ready. And I'm going to turn it over to Gons. I'm going to bigify you, Gons, so you can tell everybody what you are giving away. Okay?
All right. Hey, guys. I'm pretty much giving away the KU162E-2, I guess. That's a mouthful. Anyways, G10, deep pocket clip, decent little blade. It's got that wild recurve to it. D2 steel. She's a definitely on bearings. Decent knife. Definitely be a good worker. I've also got, random stickers. I am running out of stickers. I will get more at Blade Show. You pretty much you see what you get here right here. So we're gonna just pretty much do a number game as always. I need probably Mimo to throw up the all the rules and all that fancy stuff. Okay, he already did that. People are already getting.
Yep, and so those are going to be the rules, folks. You get one guess only. Closest without going over wins. My screen and my 2 moderator screens will be the final decision on anything. And if it comes out to be a tie, we will have a knife off. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. All right. Cool.
As soon as we see a start, I'll go ahead and throw the number range up, and then we'll see what happens.
You want me to pick the number range, Gonzo?
I've got the number range. If you or Michael either one want to post, here we go. There's your number range, 187 to 420.
since I don't know what the winning number is, I get to guess. Yay!
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
All right.
I'm going to write the number down real quick.
Also, if you're still in the stream and you haven't hit the like button, hit that like button for me, folks. We got 50 people in here. I think only 40 likes.
That's the winning number.
Mm-mm. Guesses are rolling in. Cool, cool. Yeah, that's Blades and EDC. So yeah, I told everyone what happened there. That you lost a grandparent. No worries, Blades and EDC. Come on anytime in the future that you like. We'll talk behind the scenes and we'll figure out when it's good for you, buddy. But that's much more important than a knife live stream. So my condolences and my thoughts and prayers with your family, buddy. All right, so we're getting down there. Anybody who hasn't guessed, get those guesses in, and I will let you guys decide when you want to call a stop.
Let's go ahead and call it.
All right, there you go. Michael, throw up a stop for us, please, and we will see who our winner is tonight. Thank you, everybody who came in the stream. There are 52 people in here right now. Thanks so much for sharing your evening with me, with Gonzo, with Michael Morgan, my two moderators, and with everyone else. I really, really appreciate it, guys. So much fun having y'all on Tuesdays.
All right. We got the winning number right here. 275.
275.
Everybody help me out a little bit here. I think I have the person, but I'm not 100% on that.
275. We're looking right now.
Yeah, I think I've got it. I think it's Blades and EDC, but if I'm wrong, anybody else, please help me.
I think you're right. Yep. I think you're right.
Congrats.
That is the only one. So that's very poignant. That's a great win. Blades and EDC is our winner, and he is forwarding that to Stacy Bolster Blades. He is paying it forward. Do something kind for someone, right? That's what this community is all about, and he's gonna send that forward. Yes, yes. Stacy Bolster Blades is the proxy winner of tonight's giveaway. Thank you, Gons, too, for doing the giveaway. We really appreciate that. The community always does. Again, if you haven't gone and checked out my brother Gons' channel, my brother from another mother's channel, go check it out. Really appreciative of him doing. Lars was the closest without going over. Oh yeah, yep. But anyway, that's pretty much, I think, all we got for tonight. I don't think there's anything else going on. We're a little past 5 o'clock, so Cole is probably coming on the air in a few minutes. Stacy, you know what to do. Contact Gonzo with your mailing info and get that to him so he can get that off to you. Thanks again, everyone, for coming in. I really appreciate the attendance. I'm glad you guys liked story time and all the other stuff we did this week. And thank you to my two moderators, Gonzo. There he is, Grumpy Monkey, Grumpy Grunt. Thank you to my two moderators, Gonzo and Mimo, as always. I really appreciate it. And thanks, everyone, for tuning in. All right. for you for this week. Peace out, everyone. Be safe. We'll see you after Memorial Day.